Today, we're diving into the thrilling end scene of Kraven the Hunter. The final act of Kraven the Hunter brings us to a climactic confrontation between Sergei Kravenov, Kraven, and Alexei Sitsevic, the Rhino, followed by an emotional fallout with his family, particularly Dmitri. The film begins as Sergei Kravenov, who is the Kraven the Hunter, is transported to a Russian prison very far away from the country. As soon as they arrived, he introduced himself to his new roommate. The next day, some of his prison inmates began to bully him while he gym. Kraven wasn't going to let that slide, so he proceeded to knock them out. Much later, he's then taken to meet with crime boss named Semyon Korny. Semyon Korny is the leader and ruler of a notorious gang known as Kirov Gang, whose gun had killed thousands of men and women, including kids all over the world. Kraven soon also reveals himself, but Korny believes the hunter is simply just a myth. Immediately, a battle broke out as Kraven grabs a tooth off a tiger skin rug, proceeds to stab Korny's goons before eventually using the tooth to stab Korny on the neck. He began to find his way out as he jumped out of the prison building. The officers begin to shoot uncontrollably fast, but he dodges all the bullets. He heads straight outside before an aircraft arrived to pick him up. The story flashes back 16 years to Sergei's childhood, revealing his strained relationship with his mob boss father, Nikolai Kravenov. After his mother's tragically taking her own life, Sergei blames Nikolai, who coldly dismisses the event. During a hunting trip, young Sergei encounters a massive lion that attacks him, leaving him critically injured. But a mix of the lion's blood and a mystical potion from Calypso, a mysterious girl he meets, saves his life while altering his DNA. These moments shape Sergei into the man he becomes, a relentless predator with animalistic instincts. Back in the present, Sergei embraces his powers. He uses them to protect wildlife and exact brutal vengeance on poachers and criminals. In one memorable scene, he slaughters a convoy of mercenaries, making it clear he's a force of nature. Meanwhile, Calypso, now a lawyer, crosses paths with Sergei, and they reconnect after years apart. He returns her potion, thanking her for saving his life and explaining his mission to eradicate the worst of humanity. He also explained to her that he is the hunter that has been going off killing major criminals. Calypso is told that Sergei had already killed Korny, who was the one responsible for the death of her very best friend. That same night, she found out it was true. The next day, Sergei and Calypso met again, and she is very thankful for Sergei killing Calypso. So now at the final battle, the battle between Kraven and the Rhino is a tense and heart-pounding sequence. Kraven sends a stampede of wildebeests to disrupt Alexei's convoy, cornering his adversary in the jungle. The Rhino, enraged and unstoppable, fully transforms into his monstrous form, turning the battleground into chaos. The two engage in a ferocious hand-to-hand battle amidst the stampede, with Kraven struggling to find a weakness in Rhino's impenetrable hide. The Rhino overpowers Kraven, slamming him into the ground repeatedly, leaving him battered and seemingly defeated. Just as Alexei lifts Kraven by the neck, ready to deliver a final blow, Kraven spots a vulnerable injection site on Rhino's skin, an opening left by the serum Alexei uses to sustain his transformation. With his hunter's instincts kicking in, Kraven uses a sharp tool to stab the entry wound, finally breaching Rhino's thick skin. The critical strike weakens Alexei, and Kraven uses a steel wire to entangle him. With immense effort, Kraven hurls Alexei into the stampede. The wildebeests trample over Rhino, leaving him mortally wounded. Alexei dies growling in pain, his monstrous body reverting to its human form as life leaves him. Meanwhile, after the fight, Kraven confronts his father, Nikolai, discovering the truth behind Dmitri's abduction. It was Nikolai who had orchestrated everything, leaking Kraven's escape from the Russian prison to Alexei. Nikolai's plan was to manipulate Kraven into eliminating Alexei, seeing it as a way to rid himself of a rival and prove that Sergei was still tied to his family's brutal legacy. Kraven, heartbroken and furious, doesn't attack his father outright. Instead, he silently sabotages Nikolai's weapons, removing all the bullets from his rifles. He walks away as a wild bear, drawn by the scent of blood, emerges from the shadows. Unarmed, Nikolai faces the bear alone, and Kraven listens from a distance as his father's screams fade into silence. 1 year later, Kraven reunites with Dmitri at a nightclub. The once innocent younger brother has undergone a shocking transformation. Dmitri, now clad in a high-tech suit created by Dr. Miles Warren, reveals his new identity as the chameleon, a shapeshifter capable of assuming anyone's appearance. Dmitri confronts Kraven, accusing him of being just like their father, a man obsessed with power and trophies. Their argument escalates as Dmitri reveals his resentment toward Kraven for leaving him with Nikolai all those years ago. Despite Kraven's attempts to explain his actions, Dmitri walks away, leaving the brothers divided once again. The final gift. Kraven returns to his secluded home, where he finds a package and a note from Nikolai, written before his death. The note chillingly states, "We are hunters, Sergei. It's in our blood. You can never escape what you are." Inside the package, Kraven discovers a vest adorned with an animal pelt, a symbolic representation of his identity. He reluctantly dons the vest and stares into the mirror, seeing both his father's image and his own reflection merge. Kraven silently acknowledges the truth. He is a hunter, but he vows to use his abilities for a greater purpose, to protect the weak and destroy those who prey on others. In the closing scene, this ending sets up potential future conflicts between Kraven, Dmitri, Chameleon, and other foes, while solidifying his transformation into a legendary anti-hero. Kindly subscribe for more recap like this and check out the full movie recap on our channel. Thanks for watching and goodbye.